During the marriage equality plebiscite, we posted a sign out the front of our house that said, "Vote love, vote yes," in big rainbow colours. And we were really nervous to do that as a house full of queer people, worried about what that might invite, but we felt that it was important that we made our voice known. 2 days later, we received a letter in our mailbox from a neighbour, a beautiful handwritten letter, 2 pages front and back, detailing how the family's children had seen our sign and noticed it and asked for a sign of their own. And how, after doing that, they'd posted it on their local school Facebook group, and as a result had started organising sign-making sessions for the entire primary school. Within a week, the entire street was littered with signs saying, "Vote yes, vote in support of marriage equality, stand in solidarity with the queer community." And that actually turned a really scary moment of advocacy for ourselves into a really supportive community, where we knew that there were people around us who supported us at a time when the media was filled with really divisive debates and filled with hatred for the community, that you wouldn't be sure who necessarily was supportive or who was against your existence. That was some really meaningful allyship for me, and it was because those people stood up and took action. They didn't just stand there silently, but they also made it known to us, and I think about that quite a lot. When you engage somebody in a conversation and you engage them as a human being in dialogue and not in debate, it can really open you up to find some common ground. I think anytime I've seen somebody actively switch their position, it's because somebody's been curious, and that takes a lot of strength for queer people to actually enter that debate. And that's, I think, where we really need allies sometimes, to actually question somebody, to ask them why they feel this way. So often on these really contentious issues, I find that once we actually get to the heart of what somebody's thinking and believing, we have a lot of common ground. We're just talking about it with different language and in different ways. And I think we can't change somebody's mind unless we find that common ground. Any kind of debate or any kind of conversation, it needs to be about values, because that's what this shapes, and that's what shapes our beliefs, our values. Maybe to have a chat with somebody about connection and belonging and love. Sometimes there's an assumption that allyship comes from outside the community, when in reality allyship is something that needs to be practiced everywhere, within the community, across the community, and in solidarity with other communities. As queer people, we need to be understanding of what kind of discrimination is like within the queer community against, for example, trans folk. We need to make sure that queer spaces are friendly for everybody in the community. We need to be understanding of race and disability. What does this mean for Black mob here in Australia and here in Western Australia? I think we need to question that, and we need to be really active in showing that solidarity across.